guys, and in today's video I am going to be showing us how to use this set of mylars I got. Some people call them confettis. I'm not really sure which name it as, but we're going to be creating this really bomb nail design, and yeah, I'm just going to leave you guys to see what it looks like. Okay. Alright, welcome once again, you guys, to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, it's so good to have you guys. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. If you're a returning subscriber, it is so good to have you guys back. So I already placed the tip on her nail, and what you see me adding to her nail right now is just primer. I'm using an acid-based primer this time around, so I'm just using one coat of that primer. Okay, so I'm about to apply my acrylic on, and I'm just showing you that I'm going to be doing the entire length of that nail. I had that powder, I mixed it by myself, so it's a lighter shade of the original powder. If you guys would like to see how I mix powders together, you can drop that in the comments and I'll be sure to do a video on that. So basically, I'm picking up beads that would be able to go from if you've been watching any of my my videos, especially my acrylic videos, you would realize that I always start from that joining where the nail tip hits the fingers, the natural nails basically, and I just work my way down from there, and subsequently I add to that depending on how much of product I want. But for this video, you need, or for this nail look, you need thin layers of the color, because we're going to be encapsulating some things in the nail. So you just need a very thin layer, and that's what you see me doing here. I'm putting on enough product to show the color, but not enough to build strength or build bulk on the nails. Do you understand what I'm saying? By the time I turn the nail to the side a little, you would realize that it's flat. Do you understand? That's what you want to try to achieve. Although we have a little bit of an apex there, it really doesn't matter, because this nail, especially for the length, is going to be going higher than that. Okay, because we need enough structure to our nails. But anyways, you want to apply as thin as possible, making sure that everywhere is, flat. You don't have a lot of bulk, and this is what I said I'm going to be adding to it. Some people call them mylars, some people call them confettis. Honestly, I'm yet to find out what really it is called, so I call them mylars instead. So yeah, they come in different colors, and you just see me squeezing them. Now, the reason why I particularly love squeezing them is because it reflects off different angles. You guys will see on it looks purple on some parts, it looks green on some parts, it looks kind of gold on some part. When you squeeze it, it just gives you that different reflection vibe. So I just cut out pieces of what I need. Now, the way I'm doing it on this particular hand is the hard way, trust me. It got easier as I moved on. I added a bit of clay because I needed a kind of wet surface, or no, more like a sticky surface to apply it on, to make it stick to the nail. But because I took out time to bring out the mylar, to squeeze it and then cut it up in bits and pieces, the acrylic I had laid down before had already gotten hard. It had solidified, so I needed something else to make it more make it more sticky for me to put the mylars on. So you can see me here, I'm just arranging them as I would. That piece was a bit too small for that area, and that one was too large. So I'm just working my way. There's no hard and fast rule to this. I'm just working my way and trying to find the best positions to put them in, and once I'm satisfied with that position, I just leave it. So you can see this is quite a struggle on this fingernail for me. I purposely left this here so that you guys will not make that mistake. So subsequently, as we go along, you'll see the easier way to do it. But for now, all I'm doing is just fitting it in, fitting the mylars in like spaces where I can find. My plan is not to cover the entire nail with the mylars because I still want that base color to show through it. But you can see that depending on the color that you use as your base, the mylar gives off a certain tone. I'll just quickly insert something here because I remember I used this same like color of mylar on another client, but she had a pink base. I'll just show you what it looks like so that you can see that the base color also affects, especially if it is a see-through mylar, the base coat also the base the base color also affects the kind of color that the mylar gives off. Okay, so this is me just filling up every space, filling up every space, trying to make sure that, you know, it catches on every angle so that no matter where she turns her finger to, like, there's a catch. Now I'm just going to go in with my clear and encapsulate. I like working with big beads of clear when I'm encapsulating because I want to try as much as possible to get that to get it encapsulated in one go. It usually doesn't like work all the time, but I try my best to do that. Do you understand? So that's the reason why I try to do that, is because when you start adding it in bits and pieces, it can get cloudy, especially if you're not using a very, very good brand of clear. It can get cloudy and you want to try to avoid that because you want it to be as see-through as possible. You want, you know, it's like glass. You want it to look like glass basically. So yeah, I built my cuticle area with that bead and I also built my apex with that bead, but I felt like there was a little bit of like a dent in that corner that I didn't catch, you know, and I'm just going to use a tiny bead to catch that. Since I didn't catch it initially, I'm just going to use a tiny bit to catch that, and I realized the same on the other side too. You know, I'd rather that there's product than there's no product for me to work with. So always make sure that you're covered on all sides before you go into filing. And I just felt like, in looking at it, I just felt like that apex was not, you know, long enough. I didn't say high enough, or was not long enough. So I need, you know, you need a longer apex to support a longer length of nail. If you want me to explain that, I would definitely explain it in another video, not in this video. Anyways, moving on to the next finger. For this finger, I'm going to be doing sort of like a fade. Well, not sort of like, I am going to be doing a fade. I'm going to be doing a fade, and you can just see me applying that color again very, very, very thinly, because I just need that base color. I don't need any other thing but that. I just need the color basically. And I'm going to be bringing the color up to the point where I want my fade to start from. So you see me adding more to that part I just pointed to. So because I wanted my fade to start from there, not from the bottom. So yes, I'm just going to be doing that from that part. And once I get that part done, you would see I will just go in straight with my mylars while the acrylic is still a bit wet. Can you see it is sticking on better than the struggle we were going through before? So this is what you want. You want to prepare everything you need, prepare it down, so that as you are just working very, very fast. Can you see that? Can you see how fast that is for me to just stick it on? I didn't even spend time on that, to be honest. I just went boom, 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 put it on and got out of there. So I'm going to be going in with my pink. If you've seen any of my videos on how to do a fade, you would know that I will start right on top of where that ended. Do you see that? And I'll put a link so that you guys can see that video right on top of where that ended, so that whatever I build on it will cover that hash line or that faded line that was created earlier on. Now, disclaimer though, this pink I also mixed by myself, but I realized quite late that it was too light. but I'll show you how I would resolve that issue later on. If the pink was a little darker than this, that fade will just cover like very nicely. Do you understand? It will cover very smooth and all, but I was able to salvage the situation, which was a good thing. So you need to learn how to think fast, very, very fast when you're working. But anyways, I've built my apex and I have done my cuticle area, so I am just going to be adding my clear from above where the fade starts to the end. By the time I place my clear on it, you would see what I mean. I'm not going to start from where the pink stopped. I'm going to start from above where the pink stopped. Do you understand? So that I can continue my apex from there. And when I go to file, even if I filed a lot down, I will not be filing off my fade. Do you guys understand? So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to be going in for the third finger. Now I'm using an entirely purple mylar. Remember I told you that we have different colors, and I just squeezed that. Look at how amazing it looks squeezed. So because I want to use this color as my solid color, I don't want to add that purple base that I had before. I just want to show you guys like the different ways you can rock this look. So I'm just going to be adding a little bit of clear to that portion, exactly where I want it to start and exactly where I want it to stop. Can you see how thin my clear is? And then I'm just going to pick up my mylar and just drop it on there. Really, then I'm pressing down on the sides, you know, pulling it down back down to where I want it to be. I'm pressing down on the sides so that it takes the shape of the nail tip. Look at how good, oh my god, look at how gorgeous that looks. Like, it looks absolutely stunning. I love it. I love it. So now I'm just going to cut off the excess that I have on. You know, I might not be able to get out all of the excess, but that's okay, because when we're filing, we're still going to, you know, get all of that out of the way. But you want to remove as many excess as you possibly can. So I'm just going to go in with my pink color to create that fade straight up, like no stress or anything. I'm just going to go in with my pink, my cover pink, and create that fade. Now on this particular nail, you would see how light the pink is. Do you understand? Because now we have a harsh line on like the faded line that we had on the ring finger, and we could get away with it because, you know, it looked faded. But this one is a harsh line, and that is not always a good look on a fade. You don't want to see any harsh lines. But like I said before, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to cover up, you know, do damage control basically. But the best way to control this kind of situation is by using a darker shade of cover pink on that nail, because it will, if I can see it through now that it's bulky, I'll definitely see it through once I file down. Do you understand? Because there'll be less product on this nail. It's not going to be as, the apex is not going to be as high as this. There's not going to be as much product as it is looking like right now. So you want to be able to take care of all of that. Now I'm just adding my clear, encapsulating as per usual, and, you know, making sure that every single part of this nail is covered. That is the goal, so that you don't file on the mylars themselves. You want to make sure that every single part of it is covered from top to bottom. I feel like only a couple of people would be able to get that joke. Anyways, if you got that joke, please put it in the comments and let me know that you got it. Okay, so we're going to get it from top to bottom, and I'm just going into my pointer finger now, and I'm just going in with that pink. I think I want this one to be quite, plain, so I'm just going to go in with that pink and create this snail. Okay. So I'm about to get in real close so that you guys can see my cuticle application and learn a thing or two from that. That's not what this video is about, but I just like showing you guys new stuff at different times. And voila, we're done with the application, and we're just going to go into filing. Look at how gorgeous that looks already. And I'm just going to go into filing. I always start with my side walls, straighten out my free edge before I now go into my side walls. Straighten out my free edge. I'm sorry if I am out of frame like at some point here, but I really wanted to see what I was doing also. Straighten out my sidewalls now, and then go around my cuticle area. I always use this filing method every single time, and it works for me. Once I'm done with my cuticle area, I then go and do the body of the nail. Okay. Now that I'm done filing, I'm just going to go in with my buff. Can you see the nails are looking slimmer than we started? And I'm just going to go in with my buff to smoothing out all of that fine lines that the file created on the nail. You can see they are looking less bulky and they're looking slimmer. Always make sure that you support the length of the nail when you are filing or buffing. You want to do that. If you're going around the cuticle area, you can leave it, you understand what I'm saying? Shall support the nail. So I'm going to go ahead and dust that and wipe off all the dust from that nail. Look at it's giving me so much joy. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my base coat and apply that on the nails. Look, I'm too excited about these nails. Now I can just go in with my top coat. If I was going to leave the nail like this, I would have just gone in with my top coat and that would be it. But remember I said we were going to be doing damage control on the nail, especially on those ones that we faded. And remember that, can you see the way I'm applying the base coat? You can clearly see the line between the cover pink and the mylar. And I also want to put a little bit of design on the plain nail, so that it doesn't look too plain or too out of place with the rest of the set. Do you understand? So after putting on your base coat, you want to put that in the lamp for 60 seconds. And once you get out of the lamp, I'm going to be using this copper foil. I really like this copper foil. I used to be so big on the gold ones. We have the gold, we have the silver, we have the copper. We have different colors basically, but I realized that I really liked the copper one. So I'm going to place it right at the faded point, or the part that was supposed to be faded. Do you understand? And that's me just trying to cover up the mistake that was there. You get? But nobody's gonna know. Nobody is gonna know. Are you gonna tell them? No, nobody's gonna know. So basically using it to cover up, and then you see me adding that same copper foil to the plain one. Also, the trick to this foil in general is that you want to make it as flat as possible on the nail, so that when you apply your top coat, it doesn't have that rough surface. But sometimes a trick I use is, after applying the foil, I put base coat over it before I now put top coat over it, just to cover up, just so that it doesn't have that roughness when you apply your top coat. But if you are able to flatten it properly, you should not have that problem. You should be able to put top coat directly on it without having problems. And this is me just applying my top coat now, because I believe that I flattened it properly. Okay, this is me applying my top coat, and you can see that the design has completely come alive. Like, it is so gorgeous in my opinion. I don't know if you guys are going to be picking any other one, but in my opinion, that middle finger is like the best for me. It gives me goose pimples anytime I think about it. The middle finger is like the best for me. And you can see how the copper foil on the middle finger and on the plain one just brings the entire design together. And my model is just going to put her nail in the lamp for 60 seconds after this. Okay, so after the nail is out of the lamp, I'm just going to be applying cuticle oil and massaging it all the way into her cuticles. And look at the reviews, guys. This nail is absolutely gorgeous. It's trendy. The middle finger is by far my favorite, to be honest. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two. If you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, tell us ideas that you would like to see next, and we'll be sure to create them for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.